Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very special week of this gifted reading that I try to do every week. I was not on last week. Really was trying to give myself some space to reset and get over some back pain that I had going on. And I just think it's so telling of where we're at. This is a reading for the week of April 14th of 2019. And I can only go by my own experience of I just feel like there has been this huge block that is trying to pass through our consciousness to open us up to something, a deeper level of flow, facing a decision that we keep putting off, owning up to a truth that maybe we aren't the person that we used to be. It's something big, no matter, and of course it's individual. There's so many people that listen to this reading that I probably won't tap into exactly what it is for you, but all I know is that we're just sort of cracking open into a new cycle. There is some sense of renewal that is happening. And I knew that April was going to feel big, and it's really, I feel very emotional in my throat. So I feel this sense of new creativity that is dawning, particularly as we get closer to Easter. And astrologically, there's a lot happening around that time as well. And I just want us to embrace every ounce of it, even though we may have had some very uncomfortable moments over the past month or so, I want to say. And for some of us, it's been from the beginning of 2019. And we're really, in my opinion, we're getting set up for a stellar 2020 of having, just as the name suggests of the year, this clearer vision of who we are and how we want to move forward. But before we can do that, we have to move through some shit first. We have to kind of get our act together and own up to the fact that maybe we're not who we thought we were, or that something new is opening up that we keep pushing away because what you know and what you're comfortable with is just that. It's creature comforts, and we'd much rather go with that than this scary realm of trying something new or really breaking ourselves out of this old shell that we have so outgrown at this point. So, however this may relate to you, what I was inspired to do for this week's reading is to introduce us all to a new energy. This is a new set of readings that I'm offering. These are paid readings I'm offering on the Blue Sky Shoppe. And they're called Clear Mountain Stream readings. And I credit my mother's and her team's energy for inspiring this. I tapped in, and that's what was wanted as a birthday gift for her, is a whole year of readings on this topic, and particularly to the Sabian symbol of Taurus 1. And I want to read to you what Taurus 1 is about, okay? To kind of ground us. And then let's just feel the spirit of the clear mountain stream for all of us, because I think it's going to be helpful. This is the description. This symbol shows purity of motive and a sense of knowing where one's going, along with a quiet determination to get there. There's an assurance that you can be fresh and vibrant and revitalized from your spiritual source. Concentrate on the direction in which you are heading and don't deviate from it. Perform your tasks with an untainted vitality, and you will enrich those around you. Realize that many came before you, and you are part of their product. There is tradition and strength behind you, flowing energy, refreshment, sure sense of direction, remaining fluid, bloodlines and ancestry, water as a resource, cleaning and cleansing. This is the energy of these readings that I'm going to be offering, and this feels so important to me as a messenger. And I feel like I have something very special to offer on this topic of Taurus 1. And the reason why Taurus is such an important symbol for me to work from for this particular set of readings is that the Uranus, the planet of change and just like the wild spirit is the way I like to think of Uranus. It's really renegade. It goes against the rules. It loves being a misfit. It loves finding different solutions. But man, Uranus is a scary planet for a lot of us who like a plan and who like to know exactly where we are and exactly what we should be doing. And so Uranus has just entered Taurus and will be there through April of 2026. So we have a good long period of getting comfy with Uranus in Taurus, which is a very grounded sign. It loves stability and safety, and Uranus is kind of changing it up in whatever we have looked to as our safety and security. We're being encouraged to grow beyond that, to get wild. And I think of the song from Prince, Let's Go Crazy. Get just a little bit of crazy coming out and really being renegade with yourself and pushing yourself to go beyond what is comfortable. And yet what Uranus also does is it will amplify and augment the beauty that is Taurus. Taurus is well known as enjoying through the senses, enjoying nature. And that's why this clear mountain stream feels so important. This is about you tapping into your wild spirit and allowing that energy of whatever is inspired from within you to simply float through, okay? Simply let the spirit guide you as to where you want to go, even if that is something that is incredibly renegade, that is very misfit from who you normally are. And I want the intention of these Clear Mountain Stream readings to be about offering you a peace that all will be well, no matter where you feel led to go, that there will be a peace and serenity wherever that is that you feel led to go. All right? So if you're interested in your own customized reading, you can order it as a single reading, or you can purchase sets of readings, and that's at a discounted price. If you figure out the per reading price, that's a discounted rate. So I'll include the link in my description box for this video, but you can also visit the Blue Sky Shoppe, shoppe.com. And I have lots of different readings there, as well as astrological readings. So there may be something different that calls to you. So with that, shameless little plug. The other plug I'm going to make is that for those of you who are local, on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, April 16th, I'm going to be at the Sunapee Rock Shop in Sunapee, New Hampshire from 6 to 8 p.m. If you want to drop in, I'm doing 3-card readings, fairly quick readings, but 3 cards for $10, which is a big deal. That's a really good deal. So if you want to drop in, say hi to Pam, and there'll also be somebody giving Reiki sessions there. Love the vibe of that place. I'm really, really enjoying it. And every time I go in, I feel it's even more cemented and yummy in how the crystals and the stone that they work with, that they have their own quarry, and I just am loving the vibe there. So I encourage you, if you're local, drop in and even just say hi. Would love to see you. So let's get on with this week's reading, okay? Again, this Taurus 1, a clear mountain stream, that's what we're looking at. Okay, put my things down here. Those of you that picked, this is card number 1. This is from the Angel Tarot, and this is the 3 of air. All right, I feel like what the 3 of air says is great sadness, take time to heal, the need to forgive yourself or others. So part of having a clear mountain stream, and again, this is the first of this energy for this series of readings, and knowing we're coming to a place of that crystal clarity. Think of a beautiful mountain stream that you just can't wait to dip your hand into and get a slurp of that delicious cold water that is straight from Mother Earth. And just the sense of serenity around you, of listening to that babbling brook and seeing that it has come to life after a long winter. And part of a stream is about getting rid of the boulders that exist there. This is something that I learned early on when I went through my Reiki classes, is that the flow of energy work, energy healing work, is very much about the identification and the help in dissolving these big boulders that we keep within our energy flow. Because if we simply flow, think about yourself floating, let's say on the ocean. When you float on your back and you allow yourself to just float there, you do float. But when you fight against it and you're kicking and you're trying to make something happen, or you're trying to make sure you don't go out too far, or it could be a number of things. When you're always trying to struggle to make something happen and you're being so aware of where you are in every moment, and I don't want to be there, I want to be here, and your mind is just taking over and trying to make it all happen, you don't float, do you? Because you're too busy kicking your feet and picking your head up and where am I? And you don't simply float. But it is law that when we just relax into it and allow that ocean tide, i.e. our own energy flow, our spiritual self, our higher self, to help support us, it does. We are led to where we are meant to go next. So what I feel with this card for you, with the Three of Air, the air suit is about your mentality. And it's about letting go of, I haven't done well enough, I'm not good enough. I'll share what I realized last Thursday as I was driving hectically to do something for work. And I realized I'm losing my edge. And I actually celebrated that fact, that I was losing my edge. It was that I cried these happy tears. It was a really great feeling. It was very liberating. And I feel that this has to be my card, I'm guessing, but I'm feeling it for you too, is that those tears, just like when we allow energy flow, when you have a really profound moment in your life, it just simply overtakes you in that flow. The very thing we're talking about with the mountain stream is what takes over. It's what allows you to just feel into the truth and the sincerity, the authenticity of what it is that you are realizing about yourself. And by doing that, you're letting this great sadness go. You're really truly healing the mind, because again, the air suit is about your mentality, that you hold yourself in, I am this persona, and this is the way I must behave when I'm in this setting, or when I'm with these people, or when I'm doing this tasks, whatever it may be. There's a sense of, we hold ourselves so rigidly. Again, I feel this sense of you. I can almost see you on that ocean. And you're just like, oh, no, well, here comes so-and-so on their raft, so I have to straighten up and pay attention, and I have to participate in the conversation in a certain way. And you let go of the float. You let go of the peace that you were in just moments before you had this recognition of these other people. What if there is a shift into you maintaining that level of peace, that float, if you will, for yourself? Because this is a time when we're talking Taurus 1, we're talking the purity of what is Taurus energy. That is about taking care of yourself, and the steadiness and stability that Taurus seeks, that the clear mountain stream can give you, is a sense of you nurturing yourself in that way. That I don't have to hop to, and I don't have to stay in this very rigid form that is you at work, that is you with your family, that is you with this other person. All of that is coming up to be re-examined. And you might find that you break open. It's almost like when a lobster gets rid of its shell because you've outgrown it. You can't remain that way anymore because it's not nurturing you. You are feeling the pressure of your new expanded self pushing up against this shell, this casing that is keeping you. It feels very tight, and it feels just constricting. And most of all, to your spirit, to your own clear mountain stream. There is something in me that just wants to say, you just need to keep floating, baby. You can't, it's not worth it to like, oh, so-and-so's coming, so I better, nope, can't float anymore. I got to be up, and I got to be ready to talk when they come by. Nope. You got to stay in your float for as long as you can, and what a challenge, a very courageous challenge that will be. But what you're doing in the process is you're breaking this very rigid structure in your mind that I have to remain like this. And when I don't, that's when I'm hard on myself. That's when I hurt myself. The hurt and the boulders that I talked about are within us. We put them there because we're somehow not good enough, because we didn't stay in that form. And good girls and good boys stay in form. You stay in line. You stay with the rules. And guess what? Uranus moving through the sign of Taurus is saying, no, you don't. Come on over here. Come on, the water's fine. Come on, float over here for a while. And to be renegade enough to allow yourself to do that. This is self-nurturance that is very much needed. You're going to have to find your own way to keep your steady, because we really are seeing you can't look to the world around you right now to find your steady. It ain't working. You're going to have to count on yourself for that process. Okay? That's how the Clear Mountain Stream, I feel like we're just like here in New Hampshire, we're just getting rid of the snow, and the Clear Mountain Stream is beginning to flow again. Out of all the ice and the sludge and all the leaves that have built up, it's just beginning to flow again. And this is the beginnings of it. Okay? All right, the second card is from the Animal Medicine deck. And you have the weasel energy. And very importantly, this is the energy of 33. And I know 33 to be the angelics. This is where I really feel angelic energy, of really this lightness and this massive push towards creativity, and really allowing yourself to be led towards creativity. So I do have the guidebook here because I don't have all of these memorized. And we'll just see what pops out about the weasel. Okay, weasel is stealth. So I'm going to read you a little bit of this, and we'll see what pops out, okay, about weasel. Weasel has an incredible amount of energy and ingenuity, yet it is a difficult power totem to have. It is not without significance that ermine or weasel pelt is worn by royalty. Weasel ears hear what is really being said. This is a great ability. Weasel eyes see beneath the surface of a situation to know the many ramifications of an event. This too is a rare gift. So I'm going to skip over some of the story pieces here. Weasel fur changes color with the season. Silent weasel has many lessons to teach you. Weasel could confound Great Spirit, pick Great Spirit's pockets, and then leave Great Spirit contemplating the divine navel, like, oh dear, what happened? If this is your personal medicine, your powers of observation are keen. You seem to be saying, leave me alone and I will do the same for you. You might even look a bit guilty at times due to what you know from observing life. You may be a loner, hiding away from others, or perhaps even a recluse. You are a powerful ally to have in any business organization, since you can see what the competition is doing. People may make a great mistake in sizing you up, since they do not immediately see your powers. But the first time they try to outsmart you, they will soon learn that your intelligence is greater than their own. Look to weasel power to tell you the hidden reasons behind anything. Some people are put off by weasel medicine, talent, and abilities, but there are no bad medicines. We all have power, or we would not be here to heal Mother Earth. Perhaps if you have weasel power, you could use your secret gifts for the good of all. Observe who or what needs attention, or a solution, and offer your assistance in your own quiet or discreet way. Now, in particular, when I was reading, I saw this part about being a loner, hiding away from others, or perhaps being even a recluse. I was getting the sense of those who are empathic. And again, we're talking here about the clear mountain stream. We're talking about the very simple beauty of your spirit, of your energy, however you want to phrase that. It's a purity that simply wants to float through, and it wants the best for you. The big blue sky self, your higher self, your big self that still exists in another realm, is always there for you and believes in you unconditionally, supporting you, never looking at anything that you're doing as bad or wrong or off target. You are always where you need to be in any moment. And the beauty is that what weasel energy is pointing you towards is the fact that you need to consider that what you're looking at in your life, if it is causing you to shut down, if it is causing you to pull away, our life that we experience gives us the very clues as to when and where we need to make an adjustment. Because it reminds me of labradorite, my very favorite crystal, which I know as reflector and definer. As life is reflecting to us, we need to take that in and take it in meaningfully. If you're experiencing a lot of shut down creativity, because remember what I said about 33. It's the ultimate in creativity, energy, and blending, and growth, and more. You know, it's using your mind and your heart and your passion in ways that are just ever expanding. You're never really done creating. Think about an artist. They're never really done. They're always on to something new. There's always something more that wants to come forward. And I can feel in your energy, you're like chomping at the bit to open to this broader part of you that is incredibly creative, but something is being held back. And I mean, the weasel energy is encouraging you to use a particular skill that you have, and I'm sensing that you are very empathic, meaning that you pick up on situations, and often you pick up on the feelings going on within situations. And when that happens, sometimes we literally overwhelm ourselves, because empaths are like sponges. They pick up on all of it. And this is why the Clear Mountain Stream is coming to greet you this week. We want to wash that away, just like a sponge. We want to put it under clear, crystal clear, beautiful water, and rinse it out and squeeze it out and make you fresh and new again. And you can do this in any moment, any day, multiple times a day. You can imagine the clear mountain stream. Perhaps you've got your feet in it. It's a great way to ground yourself from the bottom up. You could imagine that stream flowing over your feet. Maybe you've got painted toenails that are glinting out at you, beautiful like glitter. And you're feeling this stream flowing over your feet. And you are renewed again because, dear friend, you have an ability to pick up on these situations, and often you can use that to guide you, and you should. Empaths should be using this gift they have, that they see things under the surface. They feel into, okay, something is a little off here, and you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to meld yourself to be able to work with that energy. And honestly, it exhausts, and it physically exhausts your adrenal system is what I'm getting. And also this can exhaust other parts of your body. For some people, it might make them want to eat more. For some people, they want to eat less. And there's a real sense of really getting stuck energetically because you're overwhelmed. It's like, it's really like being waterlogged, because you're trying so hard to figure out all these energies that you're seeing, and there's some hidden stuff going on, and it doesn't have to be nefarious. You know, I'm very suspect of people in readings who immediately want to go to that there's some negative force underneath it all. This is just simply life on Earth. People are trying the best with what they know, where they are. We're all trying our best. We're not out to make somebody's life horrible. We don't wake up and say, oh, I'm really going to stick it to Susie today. I mean, really, no. If you're listening to this, you're not one of those people. So there's nothing nefarious going on, so I don't want to go into that level of fear or really that is mania to me. We make ourselves nuts if you start to think of life that way. But rather, it's just you're picking up on a lot of signals. And there's a lot going on with the energies on the planet right now. So it's easy to become overwhelmed. And I want to, first of all, invite you to think about your gift of empathic or weasel energy, of this being able to see under the surface, of being able to discern a deeper truth as to what's going on, but that things on the surface may not appear that way to other people. So you may feel like a defector in some ways, and this is the energy of the misfit that the planet Uranus, as it moves through the sign of Taurus, that's the basis of this reading, it's going to be upsetting a lot of that very surface level stability stuff. Uranus is going to get under the surface and cause, I feel, the earth move from I'm not remembering her name now. Carole King. I love that song. I feel the earth move. That's exactly what Uranus is going to do, is to get under the surface and boom, 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 get a groundswell going so that some of this stuff that has been hidden can come up, and we're already seeing that in our world. But we experience it on a daily basis in the settings of our lives too. And you do in particular, because you just have a sense of being able to get down deeper. And that's to be celebrated. That is a gift. Not everybody has that. And so it's learning how to use that wisely and knowing when you're getting overwhelmed. The Clear Mountain Stream message for you is to use life as a reflector, to use it like a mirror that is pointing back to you messages about, okay, time out, and I need to divert my attention elsewhere, or I need to do little tiny ceremonies even during the course of your day of resetting your energy. There are many, many ways to do that, but really thinking about that Clear Mountain Stream going over your feet is a great way to do it in a grounded way, which is what Taurus is an earth sign. Very grounded. So I feel that that's wanting to come forward in that way. But you may also do it with color, your favorite color, and being bathed in that, like having an egg of that color around you, or having the color come up feels important here, from the ground up. Imagine it coming up from the center of the earth. See what you see there for color, or a crystal, or an energy, or an animal, or a symbol of some kind, or music. It could be anything. Just sense what you feel at the center of the earth. And by the way, it will change. Could change multiple times a day and every day even. And bring that energy that is specific to you up through the roots that you always have a connection to the center of the earth. Bring it up through those roots and all the layers of the earth, through your feet, into your legs, and up through your body, and up through your head. This is a reverse way of doing it that a lot of spiritual teachers recommend, but I feel this is important with Taurus. Okay, it's knowing when to give yourself a break, and that I feel you are in need of nourishment, and a better term is refreshment right now. Really get your foot off the gas pedal and get your head out of trying to figure it all out, because you're getting a lot of signals, but also recognizing you're getting signals. Something is revealing itself to you. This is how we use, like, the energy of labradorite. Things reflect back to us, it gets more clear, doesn't it? We know those times when we're flowing with it and life is reflecting back beautiful things, and we feel like we're in the flow. And then other times it's like, what is going on? Because I start something and then back, and I go over here and nope, something physical happens. Or I go over here and I just can't seem to get through to the right person, or my communication is off. It's because your energy isn't lining up with those people, because it's not meant to. You're meant to go in a different direction, and it will reveal itself, but you can't keep, boom, it's like a bird that keeps flying into a very clean and clear sliding glass door. It just keeps going and going, and it just can't get through, because it sees itself there and it wants to go through, but it's not happening. So you've got to switch and change direction. But I feel like for this week, it's about just the first step of take your foot off the gas pedal and maybe nourish, refresh a little bit, and recognize that you're going to have to disengage from trying to figure that out. And then a new direction will be revealed. Just trust that, because this is about the flow. It's about the clear mountain stream that is the reality of your energy. Your truest, most authentic energy will lead you to where that next path is. And then you can continue to use this weasel energy that you have, this ability to see beneath the surface and to hear. You hear a level of clarity and truth that other people do not, and that's a great service to others that you offer. You are not to be underestimated, but you're not meant to play maybe in the spaces where you are right now if you're feeling a sense of frustration there. Okay? Refreshment. All right. The third and final card is from the Magdalene Oracle, and I do not use this deck very much. So again, this points to why this reading feels very special and the start of something new for me as a messenger. It just feels significant. Oh gosh, this is beautiful. This is the joy of twin flames. Kisses Celestial. And I'm going to let you see this beautiful artwork. This artist paints on silk. Absolutely beautiful. And with her messages, I do like to read what she offers, because she has very specific meanings, and I just read the message summary for us. So, Kisses Celestial. And then I also want to give you what my thoughts are on twin flame that's recently been coming up for me. So, okay, I'm going to read her whole entry because she doesn't have a summary on this, so it's meant to happen that way. Ah, yes, the incredible bliss of your twin flame's kiss, sweet, inviting, and intoxicating, yet innocent. Poetry flows like a river when the angels of heaven and earth bask in the glory of twin flame love. In ecstasy, learn to flow in a romantic love that is spiritually mature. After having survived many nights of selfish seeking, this love has been tempered by the ego struggles of the past. Understanding wells up in the heart to introduce sweetness of surrender, and in quiet fulfillment, peace becomes your natural state. Embrace your twin flame, dear loving men who seek divine union. Surely you are the Christ archetype expressing your devotion to God, Goddess. Embrace your twin flame, dear loving women seeking divine union. Surely you are the Goddess archetype expressing your love, devotion, and bliss. Know that the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is near. This is a wealth that has nothing to do with money. It relates to the wealth of soul fulfillment that is your divine inheritance. Divine union with your beloved brings you richness, soul victory, and ecstasy that is beyond words. Stay in the flow of balancing your own inner divine masculine and feminine energies. This card could indicate you are close to being reunited with your twin flame. There has been much talk lately within spiritual circles about twin flames. It is only natural that spiritually evolved people have come to this mysterious subject with such passion and curiosity. How do we know if we have met our twin flame and not just another karmic mate, orchestrated by the soul for karmic clearing? We all know about the familiarity that is felt when one meets a soulmate. However, the experiences of those who have met their twin flame have this in common. For a period that lasts weeks to months, the twin flames reach a mystical, exalted state of consciousness, which is enhanced by our higher selves. They will experience lovemaking beyond the physical in the etheric body, also called the second body. This is something that is undeniable once experienced, but is very hard to put into words. In the etheric body, the twin flames will experience multiple energetic orgasms like pulsating flashes of light and energy. A third energy is created by the twin flames by adding their higher selves to the union. This experience creates an exalted and ecstatic state of being beyond human comprehension. Now, what I feel with the twin flames. So yes, for some of you, this could have to do with a love relationship with another. But again, I feel the Clear Mountain Stream is very personal. And this has always been my role as a messenger, is about you. It's about the individual. I'm not as concerned about all the other people around you. There's lots of readers who focus on love readings and your work and all these other forces in your life. My concern is with making you the most empowered and inspired version of you that I could possibly assist with. Okay, I'm concerned about you. That's why I call it the Blue Sky Shoppe, because I'm interested in you building your shop, your personal beingness, to be the most that it can be, that it wants to be. And so for me, I do not focus this card on a love partner. What I see twin flames is your masculine and feminine energy really coming into a new level of union that they have not before. There's very strong magenta and aqua energy with this particular card, and I see that magenta as Kuan Yin, which is very much like Mother Mary, and I see the aqua as that ultimate creativity, throat chakra land, and bringing in this softness of creativity, because Kuan Yin is about compassion and softness and gentleness. She also has a bit of an edge to her, that she's not afraid to speak up when she's ready to make a move or to set a boundary, or to speak up when a boundary has been crossed. but overall there's a sense of deep compassion and of seeing others through eyes that are very accepting of anybody at any time in any scenario. And I feel like that feminine part of you is getting my attention the most, because when we become more accepting of whatever is coming at us, then we can use like the edge that I talked about with Kuan Yin to help process as to, okay, does that match up with me? That can be true for them, but that's maybe not my reality. And then the masculine feels to me to be the aqua here. And so that's the part of you that can creatively decide how you're going to go about either dealing with that or switching course, changing course, because the masculine is the do it part of yourself. It's the action oriented. And also, it's the part of us that can get deeply passionate about certain feelings, and that's what inspires the action. The feminine takes it in and processes and finds that emotional component to kind of attach to or attach it to. So it's the receptacle, and then the masculine is the brings it out and let's do something with this. So I feel this sense of you, a growing compassion. What brings, again, the Clear Mountain Stream feeling for you is this sense of looking more compassionately at your world. And I really want you to think about whatever is troubling you the most, or whatever feels unsettled, or what feels like somehow it's compromising your energy, or just making you feel like you're not operating on all cylinders. Because this Clear Mountain Stream wants to refresh you. It wants these big boulders in your energy to be dissipated, and eventually to be removed. And that is possible from an energy perspective, but you have to put your attention to it. And so when we hold on to something, and this is this concept about letting go, which I've just recently been asking on Facebook what people think of that when I say let go. Not let it go, let go. What does that really mean? And for me, it is that concept of floating, and it's very hard for me personally to do that. So I like hearing what other people have to say on that. But I feel like this is something for you that there's a real shift going on. Because when we think about compassion, it's that we don't attach a judgment to whatever we encounter, even if it is something against us. We simply see it as that person's perception, and they have every right to that perception, and then to not take it on personally as what owns us, what defines us. And I think that's really this refreshment that could be helpful. And it's got to be a shift that you're going through right now, because that's why it's coming up. Because this divine feminine and masculine is what's coming together for you. This is the Holy Grail. This is what everybody hopes to get to when you're talking about spiritual energy. You want your masculine and feminine working together in this beautiful kind of embrace. This is like the lovers in the tarot. It's the same sort of thing. It's coming to this place of this melding of energies where you know when to creatively express yourself. And that's a different way to look at the masculine, isn't it? It's not a driven, make up your mind and I'm going to push to make this happen. This is a creative resource where I can creatively think about my options, and there are many. If we take the time to think about it, there's many actions that can be taken, and then you choose the one that feels the best, not only to your masculine part of who you are, but also to your feminine part, which is deeply, I just feel the compassion of her. It's purples and magenta, which is divine inspiration is the purple. And that magenta is this very compassionate, unconditionally loving. It's a very neutral point of view. This is hard for humans. So kudos to you, because it's almost like I feel as if you were a little fairy in a leaf boat on this clear mountain stream. I feel like you're burgeoning, like you're coming up to this big part of the stream that's gonna just take you along. It's almost like you're already riding this clear mountain stream. Lucky you. I mean, this is good. This is good. When you're really taking the time to think about your options. This is how we can use our brain more brilliantly, in that term of a shining kind of example, shining brain. And using all of its faculties is taking a minute to think about all the options instead of just running off the rails and like having it out at somebody or yelling at your kid because they did this And I just give you huge kudos that this is where you're at. You're riding the stream. You're probably helping to divert, like where there's boulders, you can, divert people around it. And what a gift that is. You can help people to see, okay, but that you could go over here and and then eventually the stream, the biggest part of the stream starts to take form, and that boulder, so to speak, becomes obsolete. It becomes a part of the banks of the stream. It's not even in the stream anymore. That's the way energy healing really works, is that it just becomes not even a part of the puzzle anymore, because it just it's out of the picture, literally. So it's just bringing even more tuned awareness is the way that's wanting to come through for you. Tuning your awareness to greater creativity in your choices. Don't go for what has always been the choice, what is typical, what everybody thinks you should do, what even an older version of you thinks you should do. Remember, Uranus moving through Taurus. This is not about the same old, same old. All that, whatever has caused stability and safety in the past, is all getting jostled up with Uranus on purpose. It's a good thing. And we're going to find a new reality that feels better to us. So you're going to approach with creativity, but also think of this energy of Kuan Yin. And I do feel her very strongly for you. And it's almost more that Kuan Yin energy that wants to come in. For me, that I just feel you're just coming into a more compassionate viewpoint. It's very neutral. It's very, it doesn't lay judgment down on people, events, happenings, your own feelings. And you have to consider first how you apply this, because the twin flame energy, as this indicates, is within you. It operates within you. I'm not looking for a twin flame for you as a lover. You have to love within first. And this is the Holy Grail kind of stuff. When we can do this, we've really got a hold of something special. It's very advanced kind of spiritual work to get these two gliding together beautifully and coming together for regular connection in ways that leads us very naturally, like the clear mountain stream that Taurus 1 offers as our symbol. It leads you effortlessly towards what you're wanting, because you're not placing boulders in the middle of your energy stream. You're just simply not. That's the power of the Kuan Yin energy I feel here. There's no boulders being placed. You are literally not seeing them, or you're diverting around them. What I call boulders are really pieces of self-judgment, or labels, or buckets of I want to place you here, and there's meaning behind those judgments. And often it is either self-deprecating, or it is very inharmonious feelings towards others. And those are the boulders that get placed there, and most of all we place them in ourselves. But you are doing some very good work in bringing these two together. So congratulations to you. This is big. And that is a never-ending clear mountain stream once you really work on these energies and bringing them together like that. All right. There we go, everybody. Let's discover this clear mountain stream together. I really would love to start hearing from people in the comments as to how you bring the clear mountain stream through for yourself and what you feel when you've got that kind of feeling on board for yourself, when you're in that flow. And even when upsetting things happen, then how do you get yourself back to your own sense of steady, which is this flow and this trust that you will be guided to where you need to be led to when things get in the upset phase. There we go. Have a great week, everybody, and enjoy the clear mountain stream. Bye-bye for now.